आदरणीय अतिथिगण, प्रतिनिधि, शोधकर्ता, मीडियाकर्मी एवं देवियों व सज्जनों, मैं निशा यादव और मेरी को-होस्ट ललिता श्री सरदार स्वर्ण सिंह नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ बायोएनर्जी कपूरथला पंजाब की ओर से रीसेंट एडवांसेस इन बायोएनर्जी के आधार पर आयोजित इस 4 दिवसीय चतुर्थ अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन के उद्घाटन समारोह में आप सभी को नमन करती हूँ व आपका अभिनंदन करती हूँ। आज के इस पावन अवसर पर हमारे बीच मौजूद माननीय मुख्य अतिथि श्री भूपेंद्र सिंह भल्ला जी, सेक्रेटरी MNRE एवं आज के हमारे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर प्रोफेसर के पंत, डायरेक्टर IIT रुड़की का हार्दिक अभिनंदन करते हैं। हम माननीय डॉक्टर जी श्रीधर, महानिदेशक सरदार स्वर्ण सिंह नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ बायोएनर्जी का अभिनंदन व आभार प्रकट करते हैं।
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, at the 4th International Conference on Recent Advances in Bioenergy Research, ICRABR-2023, we have brilliant minds from around the world gathered under one roof to exchange ideas, inspire each other, and shape the future of renewable energy, bioenergy in particular. Welcome one, welcome all. Sardar Swaran Singh, National Institute of Bioenergy, it is an honor to have you all with us today as we embark on this incredible journey to share knowledge, innovate, and collaborate. This conference provides the much-needed experts, researchers, and industrial professionals to discuss breakthrough ideas, share experiences, and foster meaningful connections. In the recently concluded G20 meet, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji mentioned famous Sanskrit saying Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which translates to one family. As the motto of the G20 summit states, one earth, one family, and one future, we believe that this conference would steer us into a future of prosperity, sustainability, and energy security. The impact of climate resulting in the stubble burning in Punjab is alarming. This needs to be addressed immediately. That is why we have this conference for. You and I are not just here to listen to great ideas, but also engage in meaningful discussions. Throughout the conference, we have exciting lineup of plenary talks, exhibitions, technical presentations, and poster presentations by researchers and industrial professionals. With this lineup, we dive deeper into bioenergy and interact with experts from various domains. Are you all ready to kickstart a revolution in renewable energy and to create a brighter future for generations to come?
प्रकाश चमक और समृद्धि का प्रतीक है। जैसे सूर्य की रोशनी अंधकार की शक्ति को दूर कर देती है, उसी प्रकार आशीर्वाद हमारे जीवन में समृद्धि और खुशहाली लाता है। इस कार्यक्रम को मंगलमय बनाने के लिए ज्ञान और बुद्धि की देवी माँ सरस्वती का दीप जलाकर नमन वंदन करते हैं। मैं सभी गणमान्यों से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे माँ सरस्वती के समक्ष दीप प्रज्वलित कर आज के कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करें। सर प्लीज।
स्वर की देवी ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे। तू स्वर की देवी ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा, हर गीत तुझसे। हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, तेरी शरण में हमें प्यार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। मुनियों ने समझी, गुणियों ने जानी, संतों की भाषा, आगम की वाणी।
Thank you very much, sir. Without further ado, let us begin this conference. To inaugurate this remarkable event, we would like to invite our chief guest, Shri Bhupender Singh Balaji, on the dais. I would request DG sir to present our worthy chief guest, Shri Bhupender Singh Balaji, as a token of our delight and respect. We would like to request Professor K.K. Pant to come on the dais. Now we would like to request Dr. Anil K. Sharma to come on the dais. Thank you very much, sir. Please give a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Professor K.K. Pant, Director of IIT Roorkee. I would like to request DG sir to present him a book. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Anil Kumar Sharma to present the bouquet to DG sir. Thank you very much, sir.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। स्वागत के इस क्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए अब मैं माननीय महानिदेशक डॉक्टर जी श्रीधर को स्वागत भाषण के लिए मंच पर आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी। सर
Thank you, Nisha. Good morning to all. Respected MNRE Secretary Sri Bhupender Balaji, Director IIT Roorkee Professor K.K. Pant, senior officials from MNRE and Government of India, Director of Institutes, senior officials from Punjab and other state governments, distinguished scientists, delegates from India and abroad, delegates from industries, researchers, collaborating institutions, fellow scientists, media personnel, ladies and gentlemen. I take the privilege and welcome you all to this green campus of Sardar Swaran Singh National Institute of Bioenergy, which is hosting the 4th edition of International Conference on Recent Advances in Bioenergy Research. Our Honorable Minister, Sri Kubaji, could not join the conference due to some pressing engagements, so has sent us a video message wishing us well for the conference. So we'll have this played out later in the, during the course of the inauguration. So we are grateful to him. So it's our privilege that our Secretary Sri Balaji has kindly consented to be the chief guest of this event. Our Secretary has been our beacon, extending wholehearted support to NIBE and encouraging us to organize this event. We welcome you, sir, on this occasion and eagerly look forward to your keynote address. As Director of IIT Roorkee, Professor K.K. Pant is an established scientist in the field of bioenergy. So we welcome you, sir, and look forward to your insights on this occasion. With India committed to going CO2 neutral by 2070, our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has been a strong advocate for promotion of renewable energy in the country. As a consequence, we have over 40% of the installed power in the country which is based on renewable energy, and which includes bioenergy at a modest figure of about 10 gigawatts, which includes, of course, the cogeneration. So in recent times, the government of India has initiated many programs and mission to promote biomass, which includes MNREs, bioenergy and green hydrogen policy, and Ministry of Power, co-firing in thermal power plants, that is a part of mission. Ministry for Petroleum and Natural Gas Initiative for blending of ethanol for transportation, which is part of the Satat mission. So with surplus biomass availability in the country to tune of about 250 million tons, there's ample scope to tap into the potential of biomass. I guess with the recent measures taken by the Government of India, including the initiatives of Global Biofuel Alliance, bioenergy is poised to increase its share of contribution in meeting our country's energy needs in the future. In fact, biomass is currently the only renewable energy source that is partially replacing the fossil fuel in all energy markets, which includes production of electricity, heat for domestic and then industrial sectors, fuel for transportation sector. It's a versatile energy form that works at the intersection of management, energy security, soil fertility, climate change mitigation, and localized livelihood generation, while generating directly or indirectly, impacting several of the sustainable development goals simultaneously, about 6 of them. So however, sustainable economic production of bioenergy still remains a large, I would say, challenge. So I guess you all agree that innovation in the biomass sector is required, like in the other RE fields, like you have in solar, is a need of the hour to make the technologies more affordable. Biomass, apart from niche application such as production of liquid and gaseous fuels, and then recently the biohydrogen, can serve as an excellent fuel for decentralized or local heating applications, including cost-effective domestic and institutional cooking and heating. It's heartening to see some of the industries are active in this space. There are several new business models that are emerging, which I think will increase the share of the renewables, bioenergy. Biomass, like any other form of renewable energy, is not only carbon neutral, but has a potential to become carbon negative, where biochar, which is a product of biomass, could not only be an excellent carbon sink, but also act as a soil conditioner and probably provide a solution for the issue of agricultural residue burning. This could be one of the low-hanging fruits, provided that we come up with affordable and then innovative solutions. Likewise, the demand for affordable biomass torrefication technology, particularly from the power industry. In fact, SSS-NIBE has been pursuing some of the mentioned areas and has developed few patented technologies that are yet to be taken to the market. In fact, we recently signed NDO with a few industries for setting up pilot plants for biogas, 2G ethanol, and so on. I'm glad to share that some of them who are attending the event today, there will be an exchange of documents at the end of the inaugural session. By the way, we recently launched the National Biomass Atlas for India on a website, which is based on the recently work commissioned by MNRE, which is done by ASCI, Hyderabad. This atlas is expected to provide an easy understanding of the biomass availability scenario in the country and can be accessed from NIBE's website. In fact, we have plans to further it by doing some forecasting and some of those things for which we are working. So apart from, as a part of our technology roadmap, we intend to focus on waste-to-energy technologies, including the urban solid waste, and as ambitious plans to further our research on topics such as biohydrogen, bio-refineries, and then biochar. And there are other issues such as the management issues, that is the biomass supply chain management, and then biomass residue forecasting, for which we have signed a strategic partnership with institutions in India and also overseas, and we look forward to more such association in future. So I request all the industrial participants and the national and international agencies who have come here to walk through our R&D facility and explore the possibility of partnering with us. You could explore to make how our expertise for even consulting and then training and testing services can be used. So we are also putting up efforts to raise the bar of our quality by aiming for NABL accreditation in near future. We shall be more than happy to assist you. Please do let us know. Let me just give you a gist of the entire conference. So overall, we have tried to make the conference a meaningful congregation for all stakeholders by having dedicated industry and policy sessions, plenary and then technical sessions, and also sharing few field success stories, and also an industry event. So basically the conference is arranged into 5 themes, namely the biomass resource management, then we have biomass or waste conversion to energy, biomass valorization, that is waste to valued materials, then modeling of bioenergy system, and then bio-refinery and biohydrogen. We enthusiastically received more than 150 abstracts which were reviewed by some of the academicians, scientists, and selected for oral and then poster presentation. The oral presentation, in fact, are organized in 9 technical sessions which spread out 2 dates. That is tomorrow and day after tomorrow, that is 10th and 11th October. So each of the technical session will be shared by 2 reputed scientists who will also share their research findings. There will be totally of about 50 oral presentations, largely from researchers and students. Likewise, we have 4 plenary sessions, which will include 2 special plenary sessions on the inaugural day, that is today, and there will be 2 more on the day 2 and day 3. We also have an exclusive online session where there will be talks from leadership team from US Department of Energy, IEA Bioenergy, World Biomass Association, and few universities in Europe, Canada, and then other Asian countries. We also have a physical session where on success stories in bioenergy, day 3. And over and above that, we have chosen about 50 papers which will be presented in the poster session. And this will run in parallel with the oral session, that is tomorrow and after tomorrow. So over and above that, we have 2 moderated panel discussion with the participation from industry and financial institutions, which will be held today in the post-tea session. Last but not the least, we also organized a field visit to one of the biomass power plant in Punjab that is called as Sukhbir Agro, which is in Ferozpur, which will be on the 12th of October. So the delegates can also get a glimpse of the advances in bioenergy from the exhibition stall, which is on one side of the lawn. And there are also some, these are some of the stalls from reputed industries and institutions who are also the sponsors of this event. So I'm happy to share that considering an extreme diverse set of participants, including academics, research, industry, government, officials, policymakers. So this conference is witnessing all stakeholders in bioenergy sector coming together at NIBE on a single platform. I'm sure this conference shall serve as a platform for all delegates to exchange knowledge, information, forge partnership, collaboration between institutions and with industries. So I once again thank all the dignitaries, delegates for having traveled all the way to Kapurthala. In fact, it was a challenge for us to organize this conference because we got a lot of rejections because many people did not want to travel. So it was really a tough task for our scientists to get all the participants on this platform. So as the Director General of SSS-NIBE, I am privileged to be the chair of this conference and wish all the participants a great success for the next 4 days. I am sure that each one of you will enjoy our hospitality amidst the lush green campus of the campus, and also which will also provide a right ambience for scientific exchange. Welcome you all once again. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. We would definitely follow bioenergy for sustainable future. I consider it a great honor to welcome Professor K.K. Pant. Professor Pant is currently serving as the director at IIT Roorkee, following his previous role as the Dean of Faculty at IIT Delhi. He holds the esteemed position of Pro-Tech FIPI at CRDT IIT Delhi and honorary faculty at the University of Queensland in Australia. Professor Pant is among the chairmen and expert members in several national and international scientific committees such as SERB, DST, CSIR, MNRE, CPCB, and Ministry of Coal, etc. I request Professor Pant to grace the stage and talk on research and innovation for bio-based economy.
Very good morning to all of you. And indeed, it's a pleasure for me to be here in front of the August gathering. First of all, it's my pleasure to see here the Secretary MNRE, Sri Bhupinder Singh Bhallaji, DG of NIBE, G. Sridharji, Dr. Sharma, and all the other scientists of this institute, because I knew them many, personal in terms of my R&D activities, and all the guests who are here from industries and from the academia. It's my pleasure to speak something on this biomass conversion to value-added chemicals. I kept some slides also, if provided, I'll just discuss those points. And the basic idea is that most of the time we have a lot of industrial work on this biomass conversion, but how to take biomass into different areas of R&D, that's again a challenge. So if you look at that, can you go to next slide? Why then there is a need of converting biomass into value-added chemicals, fuels? All of you know about the carbon dioxide concentration. Next slide, please. I think it is not going forward. You have to do, I think. Is it? Okay. Can you move to next? Okay. So this is the question, right? Everybody talks about carbon management. The carbon dioxide concentration has reached to a level of 424 now, ppm. Already, if you look at the Indian scenario, 2.3 gigaton of carbon dioxide, right? And by 2070, we have committed that there should be a net zero. The question is 1/3 of the carbon dioxide, 1.3 of this gigaton carbon dioxide is to be reduced by 2030. So all these are very challenging, and how to achieve these will give us an idea that go for the renewable energy. And when you talk about the go for renewable energy, the biomass is one of the components which is easily available. So you see here, right, when we talk about biomass availability and how the biomass-based policies, which are very important, and MNRE has done a lot of good work on these areas, that the policies on this, biomass pyrolysis, biomass to biochar, biomass to liquid fuel, where to go. There are a lot of things and a lot of energy analysis, a lot of economy analysis, which are to be done before going for the particular process. That is important. And now, everybody, if you go for bio-refinery, remove the fossil-based refinery, that is again not an easy task. So 20%, which is already made mandatory, a kind of biomass-based feedstock can be added. But how to get those kind of biomass-based, whether it should be a kitchen waste, converting into biogas, separate it and take methane, convert it into hydrogen, that could be one of the options of green hydrogen also, right? And the same CNG, bio-CNG and CNG can be mixed, and that is another option, and that is also being done. So a lot of things that the conversion of these kind of different biomass, which has different components of cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin, is a challenge. And we need to understand the complete science, complete technology, and at the end, economic analysis, because without that, it will be totally a failure. And second thing is that complete LC analysis of these kind. And that's why the microalgae biomass is also coming up in a big way for the future research. So these are a couple of the things or thought for the future. I am sure that during these 2 days conference, these things will be debated and a lot of activities will be done. When we talk about conversion, right, so as an academician, as a scientist, we do a lot of things, right? You see that there is one inner, right? This is the inner circle and another outer circle. Lot of work has already been done on our outer circle side, right? Everybody knows how to convert biomass to biochar. There is nothing like a rocket science, right? We know how to convert into power. We are doing it, right? Everybody is doing on syngas also, bio-oil also. So outer circle is already been done. Provided the economy analysis on the outer circle is to be done in an effective way. And now there is a concept of mass balance, energy balance, and moreover exergy analysis, and look at the reactor efficiency. And if you are able to do that, I think there will be a time when this processes, these outer processes will become the efficient and effective, and that is again the thought for the future, that how to generate these kind of products efficient. The more important which is coming up nowadays is that understand the chemistry of each individual component and try to isolate. And depending upon that, your low temperature, which is mentioned the inner circle, low temperature process, and that is the future of biorefinery. And that is biorefinery and petrochemicals, and there is a need to work on this direction, because every component which we are cracking nowadays, we are pyrolyzing nowadays, converting into either an oil, or and this oil is used as a furnace oil or whatever the updated, the gasoline, diesels, but these can be taken as a value-added chemicals, and these are the green chemicals. So that is where the biomass conversion to green chemicals or green petrochemicals, which will be a substitute for the petrochemicals for the future, and that is the need in terms of the R&D activity. So a lot of things are again to be debated on the inner circle part. Outer circle is mainly related to the energy analysis. So this is what, everybody knows that how these type of things are done. You have all kind of, now people talk MSW. MSW also contains around 55% of biodegradable, and you can convert into refuse-derived fuel, RDF, and then RDF can be taken to hydrogen. So we are working now biomass to hydrogen, RDF to hydrogen. Now the economy and all these things are very important. So we are looking forward something like the conversion of these kind of metal to hydrogen, and that is again a green hydrogen if you are using part of the solar energy for that and part of the whatever the hydrogen which is generated during the process, and that is where the integration of these kind of approaches is required, and this is the need of the hour. So all the process when you talk about, we have to get rid of the carbon dioxide also, because every process will have some kind of carbon, because if you are talking about biomass to hydrogen, where this carbon will go. So again, the carbon capture and convert it into value-added chemicals, and that is where I was talking in the beginning, that CO2 mitigation along with the hydrogenation, these two components will be very important, and there is a need to integrate them, and for that, again, I think the conference will have some kind of debate. So I'm not reading all these things, but any component of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, if we understand the science and technology properly, we can convert it into value-added chemicals and fuels. This is what, the future is going something like this. Can we have the biomass to olefins, Can we have biomass to methanol? So biomass to oil, and then you reform the oil, you have the hydrogen from the other side, And at the same time, along with hydrogen, you will have the different components like C2, C3, C4, or alcohol. So fermentation route, when you talk about, that is also a kind of biomass. A lot of work is being done, Already at Panipat, Lanjatech has set up a plant for this 250 ton per day of this rice husk to ethanol, So, but ethanol is not the end, because when you talk about from biomass to this kind of product, the one more step which we talk in terms of butanol, because biomass to biobutanol will have much more energy density and the better quality when you talk about the blending with the gasoline, So that is again, an important aspect for the future, that how these can be converted into larger, and that is where, all these kind of products which you do, and that is again a part of the discussion for the future, and through circular economy concept which should be done. So a lot of pulp and paper. So what now the Europe or the US are doing, these countries are doing, they are using the lignin of the pulp and paper industry, and then they are gasifying it or pyrolyzing it, and that lignin can be converted to different kind of feedstock like phenolic compounds, and these phenolic compounds can be taken forward either for the hydrogen and the other products, carbon products, or some type it is a different of series of products which can be used for the future fuel additives. So biomass conversion to fuel additives will have much more economy compared to biomass-based process to the ethanol, provided how much economy. So this is now something like that, at the rate of investment will come in future, that biomass pyrolyzer, the MSMEs can take lead. When you talk about biomass to petrochemical or bio-based refinery, then the larger entrepreneurs have to come forward for that, and then these things can be amalgamated or integrated, and there is a need to work on these directions. So these are the couple of the areas for research in future, and lot of things are being done. So this is what, right, I was talking traditional, and these are the challenges what you see, whether you do gasification or you do combustions, right, or you do pyrolysis. So everybody is talking biomass to biochar, convert it as a soil fertilizer, very easy way, right? But unfortunately, the paddy burning, right, which happened in most of the part of the country, because there was the issue of the densification of the biomass. So if we have those kind of devices, mechanical devices which can densify this biomass and take it to some kind of mobile pyrolyzers, mobile-based units, lot of work is already being done in this area. I'm happy to see that. Many industries are there. If we can densify this biomass, you can have torrefied biomass, and all these green steel industries are now ready to take that. NTPC, SAIL, they want this bio-coal, right? So torrefaction will give you bio-coal. You can have the cracking it, you will have biochar, can be used as a soil fertilizer, and people are now working on the battery application because you need a hard carbon, right? Slight treatment of this biochar can give you the hard carbon also. For that, you can use the plasma-based process or something like high temperature, like 1000 degrees centigrade, you can heat it, you will have hard carbon, and that can be used. So those are the niche areas for the R&D with economy analysis, and that is where you see that these challenges are to be addressed, because when you talk about biomass gasification, the tar is a culprit, right? And these tar droplets go to the environment if these are not properly controlled or cracked further. So biomass gasification, remember, is much difficult compared to the coal gasification. So coal plus biomass gasification that you are doing, you have to compare that density of the coal and biomass, and that's why I'm talking that torrefy that biomass and then mix it with the coal. And it will be just like the densify, you pellet it, and pellet density will be similar to the carbon density, coal density, and then use it, right? So those kind of things are the need to work in that, and this is what we are doing, right? This is one of the ways that is very easy, right? This carbon can be mixed with plastic also for road paving. This carbon can be used as a soil fertilizer. You see that the biomass-based carbon is much better in terms of the productivity, and this has already been tested through our research. So we did under this PSA scheme, the biomass conversion and this to soil fertilizer, and this is where the right lot of being. That's why the farmers, because they don't have the time gap, that is we have to understand their problem. Within 10 days, that whatever the residue on the ground, that is to be transported. That is to be removed from there because they have to use another crop at that point. So we have to work accordingly that within 10 days, this biomass can be converted, taken to some other place, and then convert this kind of product, and then return it to the farmer. So there is a revenue or reward versus penalty, the concept which is to be implemented for getting rid of this, whatever the stubble burning issues or right, smoke formation in the month of November, December, most of the part of the country, we need to work on those directions. So this is what, and these are a couple of, right, I'm not going in detail, but biomass to hydrogen is coming up in a big way because everybody is talking green hydrogen. If you want to get rid of this fossil-derived feedstock, this biomass, the concept of bio-refinery, biohydrogen will be the future, and that's why I think MNRE has already made a policy now on this green hydrogen, and this is what. Because splitting of water is giving the hydrogen at a rate of 500 plus rupees per kg, which is not practicable. We are targeting 100 and 150 rupees per kg of the hydrogen. That can be you can get it from biomass. The electrolysis, electrochemical process will take time to come in future, that will be the future. Seawater can be converted into hydrogen, but that will be future and will take time. But this is an easier process where you have bio-oil, you pyrolyze the biomass, you have bio-oil, add a reformer, you will have hydrogen. Lot of work has already been done in that. So biomass to hydrogen, whether you have pyro-oil, reform it, you can hydrogen, or you can use the gasification approach, and now a lot of work like these are costly, practically very difficult, supercritical water gasification, but for R&D these are also being done in the, right, at the lab scales, and that is the need of the hour to work on these directions. This is the kind of work, right, that what we are doing, right, at IIT Delhi and Roorkee, and this is where the hydrogen valley concept has also, right, under that also. So this is our analysis. 1 kg of this hydrogen can be obtained from 15 kg of the biomass. So this depends on the composition of the biomass, right? So that is where the need of the hour, that the small scale industries can go to a larger scale industry by working in this direction. So this is where I said that biomass pyrolysis is one of the approaches, but most promising would be biocoal, biomass to biocoal, use it in the gasifier along with the coal gasification, and convert coal to, that is where the, right, coal to methanol. This is one of the plant we set up with the help of the Thermex and DST, and that is one TPD plant is now working in Pune in the Thermex plant, and now we are working for coal plus biomass into that methanol and dimethyl ether. And CO2 we are capturing, and that CO2 is again hydrogenated and being converted to methanol and dimethyl ether. So these are the thought for the process and the future direction. You see here that so many unit operations are required, but R&D is required in order to reduce the number of unit operations. Because if you want to get the hydrogen, like Reliance is saying that $1 per kg of hydrogen, which is quite optimistic, but may be done if you do the proper energy analysis in between, like gas cleanup, because a lot of unit operations are there. Tar is a culprit. So how to get rid of these kind of the product? So that will be the issues for the future, and a lot of work can be done in this direction, and that is the biomass to hydrogen concept. And this is where, right, the people are talking plasma. So at IIT Delhi, we were working when I was in Delhi. So we were working on this complete analysis, because now the NGOs have to come forward. Like kitchen, right, all this kitchen, agri residues, kitchen, all this kind of the collection is required. And then collected this, you can convert it into either through this route or through the traditional, the kitchen waste, you convert into biogas, 24 hours nowadays, right, 24 hours to 48 hours, you can have the biogas, and then it can be converted to hydrogen or any chemical. Because once you have these kind of methane, we are working on methane decomposition to hydrogen and carbon nanotube. This is another way of getting rid of carbon dioxide, because you can direct decompose methane, you will have carbon nanotube, and that carbon nanotube is nowadays being used for the bulletproof jacket making. So composite polymers making. Because the current bulletproof jacket has 13.6 kg weight, which is made of steel. But this kind of carbon nanotube is properly made, that this can be made from this kind of biomass-based material, and the weight reduces by just by half, 6.5 kg, with the similar tensile properties, mechanical properties, and that is again, the composite materials are being made from this kind of biomass-based carbon. So that is again, the things of thought for the future, and that is where the lot of, right, R&D is required in these directions, and this is where we are doing. So microalgae, we have a lot of biomass, right? The carbon capture, when you say LC analysis, there is a gap, because the carbon dioxide which is captured by the plant material, that takes time. So suppose you have a tree which takes a life of 5 years, right? And your carbon dioxide, it means every life cycle will have a 5 year of that span. So microalgae biomass, all these waste, right, sewage and all these things, if you are able to grow, right, it captures large amount of carbon dioxide. And it has a lifetime of 24 hours. So within 24 hours, you can generate a large amount of this microalgae biomass. And now microalgae are now being called as green tree also, because they are capturing carbon dioxide. You can put it in your, right, open areas also. It will capture the carbon dioxide from the environment. It will grow. Right? And this is the concept of algae biorefinery. So if this algae can be converted into series of the chemical, because it is rich in nitrogen, so a lot of R&D is being done on this algae conversion into vegan product, because this protein is available. It is rich in protein material. So that is not for the fuel application, but for the food application. These kind of algae biomass are widely being used, and lot of R&D is being done in this area. And if that is there, you know that all of you know how these algae can be grown and what cost. So this is just a lab scale setup. And we do a hydrothermal liquefaction of this algae. So you can have lot of phenolic compounds and lot of, right, chemicals which are of the biorefinery base. And that is where this kind of, right, you see biocrude, but this biocrude has a phenolic compound, this has biochar also. So you can go any direction by adjusting the temperature pressure, and that is the future of algae biorefinery, which can have all the application from this. So again, I think lot of R&D and lot of these ponds should have where the algae can be cultivated, and how much algae, how the biotechnology will come in picture, and all these things, right, the biofermentation, all these things are very important in terms of R&D, which can be discussed also in the conference. We do on this thing also, right? Because now the biomass to biofuel is less important, because this is less economic. But if you go to this direction, like xylitol, so all these biomass, which is cellulose, hemicellulose rich, right? They can be converted to C5 and C6 sugars, pentose and hexose. And these pentose and hexose, by selecting the proper catalysis, you can convert into xylitol. Xylitol is a low-calorie sugar, right? And this can be made from the biomass material, right? So that is where, right? And there you have much more revenue, Because if you are able to produce this xylitol, the cost-wise of these products are much more demanding, and this is again a green petrochemical product and need of the hour for the future. So we have one patent on this, right? And this is where I was talking, right? The lot of this R&D is being done for diabetic patient, right? If you recall, in Pune earlier also a plant was cultivated stevia, right? Stevia was the biomass, and that biomass was very good for this kind of, right, low-calorie sugar materials. So that is again the need for the future for the product, bio-based product which can be used. So for this you need to do a lot of R&D. You see here cellulose, hemicellulose, lignin, right? So these are the compounds. And these compounds will have a lot of these kind of, you know, right, C5, C6, C, right, 7, and all these like pentose, hexose, so you can convert it into these products. And these products will be need some kind of catalysis, right? So bromostacide, as Lewis acid side, which can be used. So I'm not going in detail of this, but whatever, right, whether you want to have lactic acid, which is used for the polylactic acid manufacturing, whether or you want a levulinic acid, valoractan, all these are the fuel additive as well as the food products which can be made from these kind of biomass material. And that is not this is what I'm talking, the low temperature conversion of these biomass materials into the product, right? So that is still a lot of R&D required, and then the industrial support, and then these technologies can be commercialized. So now a lot of work, right, biomass to power, already work is being done, but efficiency is very important, because when you talk about gasification and all these things, presently these are running at an efficiency of less than 30%. This is challenge. Can you improve the efficiency of these existing processes? Because if you are able to improve the efficiency, you are reducing the soot formation, you are increasing the processed, right, product, and that is where the need of the challenge for the future. Lot of these plants are already there. The improvement in the efficiency, and that's why I always tell my students also, go to and visit these MSMEs, look at the industries, and try to improve the existing process. And that is where, right, lot of these things are required, where this biomass, right, and you have a biomass, you are converting into hydrogen. This is free from all these fossil-derived feedstock. If there is an availability of the biomass, 240 billion ton we say, right, and every year around 250 million ton biomass comes. But right, how to use it effectively in multi-direction. That is where the policies are required, and I think your right interference will be required in all these points. So I'm not going in depth, but these are the thought for the future, and you need to understand the process is easy. There is nothing like a rocket science, but efficiency of the process is the need of the hour to understand that economy and efficiency. So that is where TRL levels, what I was talking, already these are available, right? Up to 9 TRL level technologies are available. But implementation is an issue. Economy analysis nobody is doing. So economic roots are very important. That's why STEM with microeconomics, STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and then economics. And that is where the key to success will come in future. I think all of you will just take care of that. So whether it is bioliquid, right, or pyrogas, biochar, all these things will be the need of the hour in future. So I'm just closing here just to say that when you talk about green hydrogen, when you talk about green oil, when you talk about green products from this, biomass is the best, right? Only thing that how you have to debate it, food versus energy. And that is already right. For past 20, 30 years, we are debating how much land will be required. We need not to use the, right, the lands which is used for the fertile food purpose. We have to use the wetland areas, and how to cultivate the biomass in those wetland areas is the thought of the day. We need to understand that thing, right? And that's why I give you the example of microalgae biomass, because we need to cultivate those plants which are called energy crops, or which can be cultivated in a short period of time. Because your LCA would come only in picture when you reduce the carbon dioxide. The shorter time of the plant life would be beneficial for this future, right? So all of you are already aware of all these things where, right, lot of policies are to be made, how to encourage the capacity building. So government is supporting at present now for in this area, green energy, green hydrogen, all these are already being supported, and that is where I think all this industry, academia, R&D, and the right policymaker, they have to come join hand and find the process for this kind of, right, technology. So I just close myself here and wish you all the best for this conference for 2 days. I hope that, right, there will be a lot of thoughts of the future will come, and I will be happy to be a part of the debate. Thank you very much. And if any question, we can discuss it later.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for taking us through bio-based energy and giving us their broader perspective. They definitely act as an eye-opener. Now, we are honored to have with us Shri Bhupender Singh Bhallaji, Secretary, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Sir had an honors degree from Sri Ram College of Commerce, ICWA, and MBA from the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Shri Bhallaji navigated corporate finance for 3 years before joining the Indian Administrative Service in 1990. He has worked in key positions at Government of India. As Director, Ministry of Finance, he played a role in several major initiatives in India's banking sector. He was then deputed as counselor in the Indian Embassy at Washington, D.C., USA, where he was actively involved in India-US bilateral engagements in finance, energy, and agriculture. He is currently responsible for planning and executing India's ambitious goals for the renewable energy sector as the Secretary of MNRE. So please enlighten us with your insights.
Dr. Pant, Director IIT Roorkee, Dr. Sridhar, Director General, National Institute of Bioenergy at Kapurthala, Dr. Sharma, all colleagues from the NIBE fraternity, my colleagues from Government of India, Government of Punjab. I think we have several representatives of the state nodal agencies who are participating. Of course, distinguished delegates from not only India, but also around the world. I note that we have, I think, representatives of several countries which are participating, and of course, other international organizations also. And ladies and gentlemen, good morning, namaskar, sat shri akal. I'm delighted to be here in Kapurthala, finally at NIBE. It's been a long journey while planning this visit. Of course, planning for the conference was itself another aspect of it. But I'm very happy to be here today, and it's very heartening to see the response. I was going through, I requested for a list of participants while I was sitting here. And the kind of, the diversity of participants is amazing. We not only have, participants from industry, of course, who are there, but also from academic institutions, research institutions, and of course, other experts who have joined us for this important annual conference of NIBE. And I'm very happy that I think where all the minds are together here, and bodies, of course, now. And therefore, Dr. Pant's, exposition just before this sets the perfect blending of what I'm going to talk about, the policy aspects, but the academic aspects. I think that is where this conference, that is what this conference is all about. So this is the interaction. It will help us the interaction between the officials of the governments. You have several here, industry leaders, academia, and the dedicated researchers working tirelessly in the domain of bioenergy. According to International Energy Agency, Bioenergy Report 2022, the modern bioenergy is the largest source of renewable energy globally, accounting for over 55% of RE and over 6% of global energy supply. And that is why this is a very, very important subject, and not only for India, but also for the world. Under the net zero emission scenario by 2050, if you look at that scenario, what IEA has looked at, there is a rapid increase which is required in the use of bioenergy to displace the fossil fuels by 2030. I mean, we are not going to wait till 2050 to make it happen. unless we rapidly scale it up by 2030, we are not going to reach 2050, a net zero, kind of scenario, what IEA has looked at. And of course, and as you know, while India has set a target of doing net zero by 2070, but most developed countries, of course, are looking at 2050, and that is where, of course, the CO2 is coming from. So therefore, biofuels and bioenergy overall would be a very, very game changer for us to reach that target. It would contribute significantly to reducing emissions and pollution. It will ensure reliable access to energy and clean cooking. It would also be critical to reduce emissions from hard-to-abate sectors. I mean, green hydrogen, of course, has been mentioned just now as one of the ways to do that. But bioenergy in general would be very helpful to reduce emissions in the hard-to-abate sector, not only today, but also in the near future. India, of course, is currently one of the fastest growing economies in the world and has recently become the 5th largest economy in the world. And we are on track to raise that ranking in a very, very short time. Our transition to renewable energy has been one of the major milestones of India. And its successful and rapid implementation of renewable energy has been acknowledged globally. And in fact, every day, the interaction that we have with all the international, by counterparts or agencies that who meet across, over several fora that we participate in, everybody acknowledges the role that India, the dynamic role that India is playing in leading energy transition in the developing world, of course, but also what we are doing is also setting the pace for the whole world to come together and look at an energy transition. Earlier, I mean, if you recall, I mean, many of you have been in this space for much longer time than me. They used to be skeptics of whether India will be able to go this path. And now that we have actually gone this path and proved to the world that we are doing it very successfully, and therefore the world is taking notice and knowing that, yes, if India and other major developing countries can also do it, then the world will definitely reach where we want to go. Government of India has recognized the potential of bioenergy and has allocated rupees 1,715 crore over 2 phases, of course, to promote production of biogas, compressed biogas, pellet, biopower, and its utilization through our new national bioenergy program, where we provide financial support. Currently, of course, we are in phase 1. We have about 858 crores, which has been sanctioned. Of course, the minute we are able to spend that and move towards its utilization, we will get the second tranche of 858 crores. So 1,700 crores is what the government has outlined. And this is not the limit. I mean, I know how the government works, and if we are able to progress rapidly to achieve this, to utilize this budget that we have, government will look at giving us more. So money is not a constraint, provided it is used fruitfully and for a good purpose, and it has outcomes which are defined and measurable. With efforts of Government of India, India now has, as was also mentioned, about 10.8 gigawatt of installed bioenergy capacity in the country. And that is, of course, also sets the stage for the next push to increase that capacity. In order to accelerate bioenergy and research and development in the sector, in the country, NIBE has been playing a major role in the sector. NIBE is the apex R&D institution of MNRE in the bioenergy sector. We have 3 institutions, but for bioenergy, this NIBE is the apex organization. And it aims to serve as the principal innovation center for advanced research, development and demonstration of biomass-related technologies. And it also has to become, that's our objective, that we should become a repository of knowledge and technology on all aspects of utilization and this R&D in the field of biomass. And that is where our domain and main target should lie. The Institute has been making strides in several of its focus areas, such as, of course, many areas have already been talked about. Biogas, CBG, biohydrogen, biochar, 2G ethanol, pellets, briquettes, biomass management, and of course the recently developed digital national biomass atlas for India, which is, I think, a great achievement and very, very commendable. We're also undertaking training and capacity building programs. I mean, of course, every research institution likes to do capacity building, but of course, there are several institutions, the Government of India will do only research, and that's what their domain is. But other institutions which are educational or research plus training capacity building, NIBE is also among them. And we would like to, because it's an industry that we do not want, we don't want only research and development. I mean, if you are doing only research and development, IIT Roorkee would be enough, or some other, so many institutes are there, they would be enough. What we want to do is also to help the industry. I mean, we are, as Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, if we are not able to help the industry in something, then we would have failed our duty. And therefore, capacity building is one of our key elements of what we do and what we will continue to do. We, of course, have a state-of-art infrastructure testing and R&D facilities, and there's a 75-acre campus, and I hope that you all will get an opportunity, I believe, in the next 2 days that you are here, and one day, of course, I think the field visit. You should be able to get a privilege of exploring this wonderful campus while you are here. We also have several PhD students and postdocs under the bioenergy fellowship program that we do, and where they do help us in carrying out state-of-the-art research. We also have an MTech program, by the way, in collaboration with NIT Jalandhar on renewable energy, and that is also aimed at helping the sector overall. This is an annual conference, but it's not only about knowledge exchange. It also serves as a spotlight to showcase the remarkable research efforts undertaken by the brilliant scientists at NIBE. I'm happy that their dedication and hard work have significantly contributed to the advancement of bioenergy research. And the aim of this conference is to bring everybody together. I think not only our scientists here in NIBE, but also eminent scientists and experts like you together to brainstorm ideas, to deliberate upon issues. Of course, Dr. Pant, as he mentioned, that he just, although it was very, very short presentation, I think, in his terminology, but I think the kind of information which was out there, I mean, I think he can, if you give him one day, I'm sure he will be able to do justice to this, all the information in those slides. But there's so much of information out there. Point is to how do we come to it quickly on specific aspects and come out with suggestions which are practical and which can be used, not only, of course, in the research purpose, from the point of view of research, but also from the point of view of implementation on the ground. How do we take India forward? The green hydrogen green hydrogen was mentioned. It is one of the significant programs that we've launched in recent times. And we've kept, of course, electrolysis is the main route that we are looking at, obviously, because that is what the industry and the world is looking at. But India, being blessed with biomass, so we have not said that we will do only electrolysis. We want a biomass route to green hydrogen. And it's a well-defined and scientifically proved route in which to get. If Dr. Pant and, of course, Dr. Sridhar and all of you are able to get me green hydrogen at 100 to 150 rupees as he promised in the morning. You were a witness. I promise to buy. I promise to ensure that we will buy all that green hydrogen, whatever is produced. And of course, I'm thinking industry representatives are here, and I can promise you that people are waiting for us to. The world is waiting to buy hydrogen at 100 to 150 rupees, and there's no limit to it. The current estimates of green hydrogen, hydrogen requirement in the world is about 200 million metric tons per annum by 2030. That's the global demand. And 100 million metric tons is the estimated demand for, per annum is the estimated demand for green hydrogen or clean hydrogen, whichever way you want to call it, depends on which country calls it or terms it. So the sky is the limit, and people are waiting to import. Already, most countries will not be able to produce green hydrogen because they do not have the land, they do not have either the biomass, of course, they do not have the land to have renewable energy installation of renewable energy, so therefore they are aiming to import. Over the next 4 days, which is today, and of course, fourth day, I believe, is the field visit. So there's a plethora of topics that we're going to talk about, and I hope that we will be able to look at all aspects of biomass, and that is why it's a longish kind of a conference. I mean, sometimes conference is going to be 1 day, 2 days. This is a 3-day conference followed by a field visit, so it's essentially a 4-day conference. I think there's plenty of time to deliberate on it in greater detail. It's very of course, physical participation. I mean, the list I was shown is very, very comprehensive, and of course, this I believe this is the attendees in this room, which I believe is about 180 or 200 seats or so currently, is only a reflection, is only a part of what the other, total participants would be, because many of them may not arrive today, they may be coming only for tomorrow or day after. And I think we will be happy to learn from what your deliberations are. And I'll request Dr. Sridhar, I'll request all of you, it should not, conferences, particularly annual ones, have the, the danger of, finishing off as usual conferences. No. If on every aspect that you're going to talk about, discussed, all the technical sessions, plenary sessions, maybe at the end of the 4th day, when, or 3rd day end, when the deliberations are over, or 4th day when, dust has settled after the field visit, if I can get 10 big ideas, because, I know he's talked about 50, papers, I think, research papers, and of course, so many 50 presentations. So, and, presentations, papers, so much of information out there. But if I can get, from the ministry's point of view, if we can get 10 big ideas, which we can, then decide, yes, these are the 10 big ideas to pursue. And, and with the timeline, we can figure out, and of course, then we can work on how do we pursue them. Do we, do some research? Of course, somewhere the research would be needed. How do we convert that into reality? That would be significant. And that would be, I think, the key takeaway of a conference like this. And that's how an international conference, at least in the organizations which associated with MNRE, since we would like definite outcomes, if that would be something which is very useful for us, and that would be my key, takeaway or outcome from a conference like this that I would like to pursue. And I hope that we can arrive at such big things to do. In conclusion, this conference is not more, not mere conference. Just a conference. It's a convergence of minds, a showcase of innovation, and a catalyst for change. I urge each and every one of you to actively engage in the discussions, share your findings, and collaborate with your peers. And that's, knowing India and knowing us, we normally are very cagey in collaborating, but this is a subject which cannot be handled by individually, and I'm sure all the researchers would agree with me. It's only with collaboration we can succeed, and only then together we'll be able to drive the bioenergy research field towards a brighter and more sustainable future. Thank you, and I look forward to learning about the 10 big ideas that I'm looking forward to. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Biofuels and bioenergy are definitely going to be the game changer. Thank you.
जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं कि माननीय भगवंत खूबा जी केंद्रीय राज्य मंत्री रसायन व उर्वरक एवं नवीन और नवीकरणीय ऊर्जा आज के कार्यक्रम में शामिल नहीं हो पाए, लेकिन माननीय खूबा जी ने अपना रिकॉर्डेड मैसेज भिजवाया है। मैं हमारी टेक्निकल टीम से अनुरोध करती हूं कि वे माननीय भगवंत खूबा जी के मैसेज को कृपया प्ले करें।
Good morning to all. I am privileged to be the chief guest for the 4th International Conference on Recent Advances in Bioenergy Research, being conducted by Sardar Swarna Singh National Institute of Bioenergy, Kapurthala, Punjab. The conference aims to promote the exchange recent scientific advances in the field of bioenergy by researchers, experts, industrialists, and other stakeholders from India and other countries around the world. As you all know, biomass is a versatile renewable energy source that can cater to the whole spectrum of energy demand and is posed to play a pivotal role in addressing global energy needs. Its significance lies in its dual capacity to mitigate environmental concerns and promote energy security. Various forms of bioenergy, such as biofuels, ethanol and biodiesel, biogas, and biomass power, offer diverse options for sustainable energy production. It aids in transitioning to a low-carbon economy, boosting energy security by reducing dependence on fossil fuels. Beyond environmental benefits, bioenergy can help generate rural livelihoods by engaging communities in biomass cultivation, storage, handling, transportation, and converting it into forms of energy. India's abundant agriculture residue biomass availability of 750 million metric tons with a surplus of 250 million metric tons coupled offer significant untapped potential for energy applications. The Ministry of Rural and New and Renewable Energy, in its efforts to promote the deployment of bioenergy, launched the National Bioenergy Program in November 2022. As SSS-NIBE is the apex R&D institution under the ministry, it is expected to play a major role in terms of contributing scientific and technical inputs such that the envisaged targets under NBP are attained. Recognizing the significant role that biomass plays in attaining sustainable development goals, it is necessary that there be a periodic exchange of information among the scientific community on recent technological developments. In that sense, ICRABR 2023 will provide all the stakeholders in the bioenergy sector such a platform. I hope the outcome of this conference would be helpful to all the stakeholders in the area of bioenergy. As a chief patron, I welcome all the delegates from various organizations all over the country and abroad. I also wish the event all success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
मैं माननीय खूबा जी के शब्दों के लिए उनका धन्यवाद करती हूँ। अब मैं मंच पर उपस्थित सभी गणमान्यों से सम्मेलन स्मारिका अथवा कॉन्फ्रेंस सोवेनियर का प्रमोशन करने का अनुरोध करती हूँ। सर प्लीज। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। अब मैं माननीय महानिदेशक डॉक्टर जी श्रीधर से अनुरोध करना चाहूँगी कि वे हमारे मुख्य अतिथि माननीय भूपेंद्र सिंह भल्ला जी को स्मृति चिन्ह भेंट कर उन्हें सम्मानित करें। सर प्लीज़। धन्यवाद सर। धन्यवाद सर। मैं माननीय महानिदेशक सर से अनुरोध करती हूँ कि वे हमारे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर प्रोफेसर के पंत को स्मृति चिन्ह भेंट कर उन्हें सम्मानित करें। सर प्लीज़। धन्यवाद सर।
Thank you very much, sir. It is my privilege to invite Dr. Sachin Kumar, scientist at SSS-NIBE, onto the stage and talk on partnership by NIBE with industries for indigenous technology development. So please.
Thank you, Lalita. Respected dignitaries, dear guests from around the world, within the country, and delegates, I welcome you all. So this is a time of privilege, or especially my privilege, to showcase the work which we have done in last 12-13 years. So some of the companies have come forward to collaborate with us to prove the technologies which we have developed here at NIBE. So in this way, Can we have that presentation? Okay, so I will introduce those companies, and we have signed some agreements, so we will exchange the documents here. So let's have the next. Yeah. So we have developed a technology for 2G ethanol from lignocellulosic biomass, especially sugarcane bagasse. So one of the companies, reputed company of the country, DCM Shriram Limited. So they have come forward. So I will brief about this technology, then we will exchange the document. So here we have targeted to produce around 5,000 liters of ethanol, 2G ethanol from sugarcane bagasse. So for that, the novelty is we have integrated two processes or two steps of this process, like saccharification and fermentation together, which we carried out at 45-50 degrees centigrade, so that we can do saccharification fermentation together. So by that means we can reduce the size, even we can avoid the feedback inhibition during the saccharification. So here we are targeting not only 2G ethanol, but also other products like biogas, biofertilizer, and lignin also we are extracting. We can also go beyond the lignin, and we can produce some lignin-based products as well. But here we are targeting till lignin only, because we are the high-value market. So with this process, I would request our DG sir to come forward. And we have Shri Prashant Tyagi from DCM. So I would request Shri Tyagi to come forward to exchange this. So please wait for a minute, one more. Now we have next, next slide please. Okay, another process we have developed biogas production from the paddy straw. So here if we compare with the conventional one, we have developed one consortium that is very efficient and can utilize paddy straw very efficiently. So HRT we are getting around 12 to 15 days, and with the biogas yield of almost more than double. So here if you see, we are taking one metric ton of paddy straw per day, and here we have added around 18 metric tons of water and 2 metric tons of inoculum which we have developed. So total 22 metric tons per day we will process, and we will get around 362 kgs per day of the bio-CNG, basically, pure methane, that is, we have calculated like that. So I would request, so actually, unfortunately, the company representative could not make possible to visit here. So with this, I will take next company. Next slide, please. Another process we developed biogas from Napier grass. So if you see, last few months I have got many queries for the Napier to biogas. So here we have ready technology that is basically at the lab scale only. Now the company which has come forward, Earthwise Energy Private Limited, to make the pilot plant. So here we will process around 10 metric tons of, metric tons per day Napier grass of, we consider like 20% solids in it, and then we added like 10 million metric tons of water per day, and then inoculum, and we will have around 402 kg per day of biogas or biomethane, with the HRT of 20 days. So here we have Shri Nitin Goyal ji from this company. So I would request him to come forward and to change the document. Next slide, please. So this R&D could not be possible without the support of funding agencies. So we got support from our Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Department of Biotechnology, SCRB, DST, and MOEF. We are just now got the one project from MOEF, which we are working on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Dr. Gaurav Mishra, Senior Scientist from MNRE, to come on the stage and unveil the initiatives from MNRE.
Thank you so much. Respected Secretary Sir, Director IIT Roorkee Professor Pansa, DG NIBE Sridhar Sir, Dr. Sharma, Joint Secretary Sir, Shri Jagdale ji, my colleagues from MNRE, and the August gathering here. Good morning, everyone. It gives me an immense pleasure to inform you all that Ministry of New and Renewable Energy had, as Sir has mentioned earlier, had notified the National Bioenergy Program for the promotion of setting up of bioenergy projects in the country, and it was notified in November 2022. And since then, we have been getting a very good response to the schemes. However, in addition to this, with assistance under the Energy Access Technical Assistance Program, with assistance from the team, not only from the MNRE internal in-house team, we have been getting assistance from the GIZ team and the PwC team, and a sincere thanks to all of them for coming up with a detailed, because they have developed a detailed kit for enhancing outreach of the program. So this communication material actually includes the brochures, leaflets, hoardings, wall paintings, flashcards, vehicle branding, television spots, radio spots, doodle videos, social media posts, etc. So this material shall be distributed to all the program implementing agencies, including the state nodal agencies also, as well. In addition to this, with the tireless efforts with my team has already put in with the GIZ and the PwC team, they have come up with the anthem on the theme of a Jav Urja, that is the bioenergy, indicating the importance of the bioenergy in a day-to-day life of a citizen, and it has been termed as a bioenergy anthem. So this is something which we would be requesting Secretary Sir at later stages to inaugurate and bring it to the everyone sitting over here. So this, I'm expecting this anthem shall fill new energy in the whole bioenergy community who is gathered here. Apart from this, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has also planned to spread awareness about the ill effects of burning of biomass, majorly the paddy straw, which is one of a major concern in the Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and instead using it for the various bioenergy projects. So that is the highlights of the activity, the promotional events also, which we will be taking care of. So this awareness shall be spread through the mobile vans in 20 districts of Punjab, of NCR states, and from Punjab, 10 districts have been identified wherein this awareness creation will be taken place, which are Sangrur, Batinda, Firozpur, Muktsar, Moga, Patiala, Tarantaran, Barnala, Fazilka, and Mansa. So with this backdrop, I kindly request Secretary Sir to launch the communication material and the bioenergy anthem, sir. So these are the different communication material which have been developed by MNRE team in assistance from the GIZ and the PwC team.
भारत सिर्फ एक देश नहीं है, भारत वो ऊर्जा है जिसमें सारी दुनिया को सही राह दिखाने की शक्ति है।
पर कैसे?
जैविक कचरे से।
जैविक कचरा?
विकास और प्रगति के नए आकाश पे जाएं, हम जैव ऊर्जा का जो उत्पाद बढ़ाएं।
प्रदूषण से हो दूरी, ईंधन की कमी हो पूरी, धुएं से होने वाली बीमारी भागे, अपनाए बायोगैस क्यों लकड़ी जलाएं।
ना हो हम किसी पे निर्भर, छूकर जीत का अंबर। अब देश के विकास की जय हो, ऊर्जा के नए विकल्प में जय हो, 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 जय हो।
अब ना होगी चिंता हमारी जलवायु की, इस एक कदम से पार होगी दुनिया मीलों की।
अब रोजगार बढ़ेगा, कूड़ा कचरा घटेगा, एक बड़े पैमाने पे इस लहर को लाना होगा। जल्द ही बायो ऊर्जा एक मुख्य विकल्प होगा। हुण देश दे विकास लई जय हो, नवी ऊर्जा विकल्पां विच जय हो, 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 जय हो।
এখন দেশের উন্নয়নে জন্যে
জয় হো,
নতুন শক্তির বিকল্পে জয় হো।
जय हो, जय हो, जय हो, जय हो, जय हो, जय हो, जय हो।
बायो ऊर्जा की ताकत को पहचाने, आगे बढ़ेगा देश, आगे बढ़े संतानें।
എരിനാടിന്റെ വികാസനം ജയ ഹോ, പുതിയ ഊർജ ഓപ്ഷനുകൾ ജയ ഹോ, 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 ജയ ഹോ। अब देशना विकासनी जय हो, ऊर्जा ना नवा विकल्प जय हो, 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 जय हो।
Jai ho, Jai ho. Thank you with this beautiful bio anthem. So with this, sir, may I also request CEO Peda sir to be the first recipient of this communication material, and request Secretary sir to kindly give it to him. So as mentioned by Secretary Sir also, MNRE is very much geared up for not leaving any stone unturned to bringing the biomass energy in the mainstream for the national level. So at the last, so with this the complete backdrop, I request you to finally launch where we'll go towards the tree plantation area after this particular session, sir. Thank you so much.
धन्यवाद सर। मैं इस खूबसूरत जैव ऊर्जा एंथम व अन्य जरूरी का शुरुआत के लिए एमएनआरई व एमएनआरई से जुड़े सभी अधिकारी व कर्मचारियों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ। धन्यवाद। अब मैं संस्थान के वरिष्ठ वैज्ञानिक डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार शर्मा को धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव के लिए मंच पर आमंत्रित करना चाहती हूँ। सॉरी सर।
Thank you, Nisha. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It was an effort of 1 year that we wanted to organize this ICRABR-2023 after the arrival of our new DG sir. So I am very happy to propose the vote of thanks. Gratefulness is such an expression that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart only. I feel honored and privileged to express gratefulness and propose the vote of thanks on the special inaugural occasion of this ICRABR 2023. On behalf of SSS-NIBE, as the co-chair of this organizing committee, I wish to convey my sincere vote of thanks in absentia to Sri Bhagavan Khuba, Honorable Minister of State for Chemical and Fertilizer and New and Renewable Energy, for having spared his valuable time to be with us but could not, and given online message in spite of his busy schedule. Sir, you have inspired us with your address, and we will continue to look forward for your guidance and further inspirations. I would like to express my deep and sincere gratitude to our respected Secretary, MNRE, and patron of the conference, Sri Bhupinder Singh Bhalla, for your inspiring keynote address and your continuous guidance to help SSS-NIBE to become a premier research organization in the country. And also, he has given the brief of the policy that is being implemented throughout the country for the promotion of bioenergy. Thank you so much, sir. I express my gratefulness to Professor Kamal Kishore Pant, Director IIT Roorkee and guest of honor, for sharing valuable insight on research and innovation in bio-based economy. I am sure, sir, your insight will get direction for future research in the field of bioenergy in the country. And I think in the coming 3 days, we will get a lot of things that sir has given to us today for discussion. Many thanks to Dr. Guru Raja Rao Sridhar, Director General SSS-NIBE, Chairman of the conference, for his meticulous guidance throughout the year. As I have already informed that it was an effort of 1 year. And leading the team NIBE for this event. At this juncture, I would also like to thank Joint Secretary Sri Dinesh Jagdale and other scientists and staff of Biomass Division at MNRE for their continuous support and patronage of SSS-NIBE. We look forward for similar support in future also. My sincere thanks to all the officials and delegates from Government of Punjab, Government of India, and other state government, national institutes, international agencies, industries, collaborating institution, neighborhood institution in Kapurthala and Jalandhar, to their participation in this inaugural session and moral support. I would like to extend my gratefulness to all Program Advisory Committee members for their valuable guidance and article review. Similarly, I am grateful to all the participants, both from within the country and abroad, that is researcher, faculty members, scientists, plenary invited speakers, for having traveled all the way to Kapurthala to participate in this conference and making it a success. We are thankful to all the sponsors for your valuable financial support and active participation in the exhibition stalls. Many thanks goes to the media and press, although we are little bit in a rural area, they have covered our event and making it a success. Last but not the least, I also wish to acknowledge the devoted endeavors of the steering committee members, especially Dr. Bandit, Dr. Sanjeev, and all my fellow scientists, including Dr. Sachin, Dr. Rawal, and research scholars, students, staff, support staff, for their hard work, for executing the assigned task to perfection, and to extend the hospitality to all the participants and guests. I wish I could name each one of them, but could not due to paucity of time. I wish all dignitaries and participants to enjoy the scientific proceedings for the next 3 days, and we hope we can have very fruitful discussion, as Secretary Sir has mentioned, that at least we can take out 10 such findings from this conference, so that in future, that means ICRABR either 2024 or 2025, we can show that this task was assigned in 2023, and we have achieved at least 50 to 100% of that. So I wish we can enjoy together these 4 days in this beautiful palace city of Punjab, which is known as Kapurthala. The rest 3 days, and we can have industrial visit in the 4 days. Thank you once again. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Let us embark on this remarkable journey together and make most of the opportunities that lie ahead. Now it's time for the plantation of sapling and launch of publicity vans, along with the high tea provided at lawn, followed by the inaugural sessions of the exhibition stalls. Let's resume here before 12:10 p.m. Now I request you all to stand for the national anthem.
जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलध तिरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल